Hello, this is Susan at Shipwreck Beads. We're going to make some tree jewelry. Now, I think these are so fast and so fun to make that I've ended up making a couple hundred of them because I just felt I needed a ton of them. And of course, everybody I knew needed some too. It's kind of a different take on what you normally see for an ornament, but they are so fast and easy, fairly inexpensive, that you really can make a million of them, and once you get going you're going to want to. So of course you need something as a hanger. So this chain is just a light economy chain. You can get it in a 25-foot spool for like about $6. So since we need about 5 inches of chain per ornament, you can see we're going to make a lot. So the color combinations are endless, the bead choices endless. What you want to make as the little dangles really can be anything you want to. I know I made a whole set just out of faceted crystals that were all clear, and they went on my little mini tree with roses and stuff. It's just brushes. And then I've got the big bulky guys all over the big green tree. So really, however you want to make them or how many, up to you, but I'll give you a heads up, you are going to want to make a bunch. So I think part of the easiest thing to do when you're making something like this, where really the beads can be anything of your choice, I like going with mixes. They're fairly inexpensive. You get a really nice variety of different shapes and colors and all that yummy stuff. So every single one is going to be individual. And then I also went with a mix for the rounds that I put on the bottom. Now, do you have to use rounds? No. Just like you don't have to use these lampwork beads. You really can use anything you want to. But these rounds are out of a mix as well. So with just a bag of a color mix of lampwork beads and then a bag of mixed rounds, and you've already got a bunch of different selections. Now, these lampwork beads are really an awesome deal too. We've got them in yellow and this aqua that I've already pulled some out of, dark blue, green. They just come in so many really great colors and choices, and all of these different shapes really make an impact, so they're super fun. And then for the spacer, I like a big spacer in between. This is larger than what I would normally use for, say, jewelry or something like that. But for something like an ornament, you really need that big punch kind of over the top, so you get this really fun bumpy going on at right in between your beads. That both protects your beads because you don't want those knocking against each other and perhaps breaking or cracking or anything like that. But it also gives you just a really nice silver little pretty thing in between your beads here. And then, like I said, you have your chain and head pins, and that's it. You are all ready to go. That's how quick and easy these are. So when I was making these, like I said, I made a million. Not quite that many, but it seemed that way. So I cut a bunch of chain that kind of forces you to use it up, right? Into these 5-inch lengths. Did I measure them? No. It's just pretty much a eyeball it and go with what seems to be about the right length. Economy chain, I'll tell you what, economy chain, it is not a chain that I'm going to reuse for jewelry. I have a metal allergy, and so I wouldn't be able to wear this on me, but it sure is great to use it on my ornaments. So that's why I said I really don't measure, and I just cut a ton of them and knew that that's what I was just going to use that chain for. Now the beads, oh yes, I can definitely put them into something else. So anything that I have left over can still get used in other projects, but this one I made specifically for all of these ornaments. So your 5 inches of chain, and then you will need, my favorite head pin, 2-inch head pin. It's so versatile, just goes pretty much any length I need it to be for most things. And so unless you want your dangles to be much longer, and you sure can, you might want to add a crystal in there, or maybe some more spacers if you like more of a metally looking type of ornament. So feel free. I mean, you can certainly go with a longer head pin, 3 or 4 inches. You can make your own out of just some, you always have to keep your spool of artistic wire. Look how well loved mine is. I always keep a spool of that handy. Just create a little head on it so your beads don't fall off, and you're good to go there too. Just pre-cut yourself a few so you're not having to constantly stop and cut some wire. But I'm going to go the easy route because these are just fun, so I messed that up. So I'm going to start with my 2-inch head pin. I need some rounds here, so here we go. We've got this really fun bag of mixed rounds. So you just have all kinds of colors in here. They'll go great with pretty much any color of the lampworks I choose to use. Really, the only thing that's not in here is black. So don't expect those, but you've got 3 or 4 shades of blues and a couple shades of aqua, as you can see here. Your reds and oranges and yellows and greens and clears, and it just goes on, and really makes it fun to mix with these other mixes. Now, all of these are from India. These beads are. And so the colors match really well. So if I get this bag of mixed rounds that are from India and my mixes of lampworks from India, the colors are going to be very much the same. So you can really match them great and not really have a whole lot of leftovers. And again, if you do, you're going to use these up in other things because they're just so darn handy. So to get us going, really just watch quick because this goes really fast. So I went with rounds on the bottom and then my lampwork bead, mostly because that round is what's going to reflect the light off from my Christmas tree and kind of catches your eye, and then you look at the rest of it, and again, they are just so fun. So I'm going to make red, so I'm going to grab a red ball and then my oversized spacer and a red topper, and that's it. So I'm going to I'm not even going to wrap the eye, y'all. I'm just going to make an eye. So let me cut off the excess. Grab my round nose pliers and get that eye going. And then I'm going to lift that eye, drop it onto my chain. Well, I guess I'm dropping the chain onto the eye, aren't I? And gosh, if I can see the hole. There it is, captured. And then my chain nose to close that and give it a squeeze. And there we go, we got half done already. So on this end, I really like things to be the same color. You can certainly change this up and be all 4 of these are different colors. I have a tendency to go more with mono, and then I'll just have a whole tree full of reds and blues and such like that. So that's where my mix is going to come in instead of on the individual ornament. But feel free, you get to make these however you want them to be. So let's have another red and a spacer and a different shape on this one, so I'll go with that. And oh, that's fun. And cut off the excess. And again, we're always cutting off that excess into our bead mat so you don't take somebody's eye out while you're making eyes. Ha ha ha. Okay, here we go. And we'll just drop this one onto this end. I'll say this about economy wire too. I mean, not only is it an awesome good deal, really $6 for 25 feet. That's pretty incredible. Might actually be $7. But I really thought that it would tarnish over the year. You go with less expensive chain and you expect it to be black when you pull it out to put it on the tree next year. I put them into just a Ziploc baggie and then into one of those, those cookie tins that everybody gets at Christmas time with those little round hard cookies. Well, I save all those tins because they're awfully fun on the outside. And so they went into a baggie, then went into a cookie tin, and they came out just as bright as they were the day I made them. I thought that was pretty incredible. So there was no dipping into metal cleaner or anything like that. I could just pull them out. They were still gorgeous, hang them on the tree, and I was good to go. So fun. I told you I put a bunch of the crystal ones on my miniature tree with the roses, and then I put a mix of the colors. So I had a couple made in, well, as I said, I made a million. So like one of each color on the dip in my chandelier, my kitchen chandelier lamp. And so these were all dangling off of my light and really catches the light beautifully, gives it a little bit of holiday without a whole lot of work. So you can really do so much with these. They are so fun. Just like that, we're done, and we're on our way to making at least 50 more, y'all, because I only cut 5 inches of each. So there's a lot of fun to be had here. I'm going to leave you to have some fun. Have a great day, and happy beading to you.